Okay, guys, for today English class, we're going to do the pages 22, 21 and 22 from your student book. Here, you're going to know how to use used to and would. First, we have to read the article. Okay, here we're going to talk about habits and states in the past. For that, we're going to read this article. Read the article. What was responsible for making communication a lot faster? It says, in today's world of instant communication, it's easy to forget that messages used to take days or weekends to reach their destination. The sender would then have to wait for a response that wouldn't arrive for many days or weeks. How did we use to get things done? In ancient Persia, messages used to be handwritten on papyrus and delivered by messengers on horseback. On good roads, they would travel around 200 miles a day, changing horses at a series of pots on the way. This system for delivering messages didn't change for centuries. But even with the introduction of the railroad and the automobile, people didn't used to expect a response for several days. It was the growth of the internet that was responsible for really speeding up the communication. So the big question is, what was responsible for making communication a lot faster? Read again the article and be ready with the answer.
Fue el recrecimiento de internet.
Yes, so what was responsible for making communication a lot faster? It was the internet. Okay, who answered the question? Who was? Allison. Was you?
Que si fui yo la que, ¿qué?
¿Fuiste tú la que respondió?
Sí.
Yes, it was the internet. Very good. Okay, now here it says study. We have to complete the explanations with example for exercise 1, okay? We have to use the article in exercise 1. Used to. Used to, usa used to, when talking about habits and states in the past that no longer happen. Quiere decir, cosas que solías hacer en el pasado, pero ya no suceden, ya no las haces. Hábitos que hacías, solías hacer, pero ya no. Affirmative and negative. Here says, didn't use plus the base of the verb. Says, messages used to take days or weeks to reach their destination. Los mensajes solían tomar días o semanas para llegar a su destino. Bien, aquí utilizan used to, se utiliza used to, como pueden ver, porque eso solía suceder en el pasado, pero ya, because the internet, no lo utilizamos. Entonces, ya no es de esa manera. Here, for affirmative, oh, use to. Ok. Además que el artículo nos habla que sí solía ser y es afirmativo. Ok, now for the negative form, people to expect a response for several days. La manera negativa, what is the past tense of do? Come on. Do, did, done. So the past is did, but it says that is negative, okay? So here, people used to expect a response for several days. Okay, we use an auxiliary verb to, but in the past tense, didn't, me too. Didn't, used to. In this case, we don't have to say used, okay? The past form take place with the auxiliary verb. It is didn't, used to. For questions and short answers, use the plus the subject plus used to plus the base of the verb. Did we have internet? Okay, yes, we did, or not with. Do we? Did we? Did we? What we are talking about? Okay, here happens the same. Did we, cuando tenemos did como auxiliar, no tenemos que pasar el use a pasado, como used to. In this case, did we used to? Have internet? Yes. We did or not we? Didn't. Okay. Good. How can we use good? ¿Cómo usamos good? Use would when talking about habits in the past. Would for affirmative and wouldn't for negative. Plus the base verb. They would travel 200 miles a day. Okay, this is an example. Don't use would with stative verbs. For example, there, who wants to read here because I can't see? Jacob, help me. Don't use would with stative verbs. What it says there?
Repeat, teacher.
Puedes leer esta parte. Y las letras amarillas no las alcanzo a ver, a leer.
Yes, voy.
Ok.
Eh, they would travel. Profe, ¿cómo es?
No, here says there used to be.
Ah, ok. ¿Puede subrayarme, teacher?
Okay.
Ah, la parte amarillita abajo, ya voy.
Ajá.
There used to be a post office here. Not. There would be a post office here. Dice eso, teacher.
Okay, here. Here, I think it's here. Okay, thank you. Now let's practice. Number 3. Here we have to complete the questions and answers with the correct form of use to. Okay, you can use this chart to help you. How? Okay, we have read and people. Books before printing was invented. Use the chart to help you.
Person, profa.
Ah,
Es people la cosa.
people. Okay, but we have to use read and people. You don't have to choose one. You have to use the correct form of the verb using used to. Aquí te lo dicen, cómo hacer preguntas. Es una pregunta, ¿ok? Because termina con un question mark, con un signo de interrogación o question marking. So, mira aquí donde dice questions and short answers. ¿Cómo hacer una? Dice que tenemos que utilizar did. Esto es como una fórmula matemática. Did más el sujeto más used to más la base del verbo. How, ¿qué dice aquí? Tenemos que agregar que tenemos que utilizar did. Luego dice que tenemos que utilizar el sujeto. ¿Cuál es el sujeto? What is the subject?
People.
Read o people?
People.
People más used to, ¿ok? Más la base del verbo. Entonces, how did people used to read books before printing was invented? ¿Ok? Easy or not? Deben fijarse. Imaginen que esto es una fórmula matemática. Okay. Then it says, Johannes Gutenberg invented his famous printing press in 1448, long time ago. Before that, ordinary people, okay, is a short answer, not read. ¿Cómo hacemos un short answer? Didn't use to read, okay? Didn't use to read. A lot. In medieval times, people called scribes books by hand in monasteries. Curiously, before the 9th century. Okay, copy.
Teacher, Pero en la segunda decía en el imprenta, la 2, not read.
Ok, por eso estamos utilizando didn't.
Porque eso lo hace, aunque eso lo hace.
Ese lo hace negativo, didn't.
Profe, no entendí esa parte.
Ok, para las respuestas cortas utilizamos, ¿dónde estamos? Aquí. Utilizamos didn't use to read. No solían leer. ¿Ok? Cuando damos estas respuestas, el used cambia, ¿ok? La base del verbo, que es used, que te debería terminar en D, ya no lo utilizamos, sino que al verbo auxiliar, que es did, le ponemos la forma negativa. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Porque en el paréntesis tenemos not read. Didn't used to read a lot. Now here, copy. In medieval times, people, okay, this is affirmative, okay? In medieval times, people called scribes ahora vamos a utilizar, ahora aquí. Used to when talking about habits and states in the past that no longer happen. Ahora aquí sí vamos a utilizarlo, porque son hábitos en el pasado y estados que sucedieron, pero no duraron, no están hasta ahora, no persistieron en el tiempo. Entonces, here, people called scribes, and the verb in parentheses is copy. They used to copy. Okay, only, right, used to copy books by hand in monasteries. Curiously, before the 9th century, they, okay, now here, not save, how could it be? Not leave. Used to copy, okay, se sobreentiende, used to copy. Solían copiar los libros a mano en los monasterios. Curiosamente, antes del siglo IX, ellos, la forma negativa, ¿cómo sería? Ya lo usamos aquí.
Didn't.
Ok. Didn't use to live. Any spaces between words. For example, can you read here? Can you read this? So the text would look a little like this. ¿Se imaginan leer un libro que no tenga ningún espacio entre palabras? So de esta manera lucían, aquí dice entonces los textos lucían de esta manera. So the scribe, not at,
Then used to add.
okay, didn't used to add. Didn't used to add titles or capital letters either. Someone called a rubricator. Okay, now here do. this. Solía hacer esto. Solía hacer esto. Used to do this. Okay, so here, let's choose the correct option. Cherigo, es tu tiempo de brillar. Ahora sí vas a escoger uno de dos. If more than one option is possible, choose both. Exhibit 5H42 is a rare example of a primitive device that used to or would be popular in the first half of the 21st century. Exhibit, okay. We have to use used to or would. Remember, it's something that it happened in the past. And now that doesn't happen right now, nowadays. So the exhibit 5H42 used to or would be popular in the first half of the 21st century. Cherigo, what did you say?
Used to.
Used to, okay, you're right. People used to or would purchase and download books from primitive websites. Okay, in that case, you can use used to, also you can use would. Le hubiese gustado poder hacerlo. Oh, solían hacerlo. They used to or would used to then read the books in the text format, pay attention, or they would then read the books in the text format on a device. Cherigo, what do you think?
Eso también.
Yep.
Used to.
Okay.
Porque sale people.
Also, you can use would. They read the books in the
Está
text
bien, profe.
format on a device. Yeah.
¿Está bien, profe?
Like this. Yes.
Así no.
Like this. These devices used rechargeable batteries that used to or would last about 12 hours. Laura? Ellison?
Yo creo que es used to.
Okay.